Hey guys, we're back with the Great Ace Attorney. It's been a little bit, in the last video I was talking about how I was like really tired. Turns out later that night I like got a fever and I've been sick for like a week. But now like I'm mostly better, but I've got to record because my backlog is almost up. I'm like, oh no, I can't. Well, it's especially bad because I haven't gone and redubbed over the first video yet of this case, which like had audio issues in the beginning. So I have nothing to show for it if I like. I could go back and do that anytime, but I'm delaying that. Anyway, the Old Bailey. Place always makes me feel strange. I seem to get chills down my spine and break out in a nervous sweat all at the same time. Well, didn't think I'd be back here so soon. That's my line! Good morning! Good morning, Mr. Natsume. It's only 2 days ago that I was declared not guilty here. Yes, we somehow managed to prove he didn't stab Miss Green in the back. She's gotta be showing up here somehow, right? Like, well, okay, so Chin guys obviously get, well, I'm gonna assume Gyarados the first witness, then Chin guy, then her. I mean, that really means, like, unless we meet another character, right? The culprit's got to be like Chin guy or her somehow, but like, why would she? I'm still kind of assuming in the first case she was kind of like a pawn in the whole scheme of things, not like the great mastermind who's trying to get Natsume framed because the Japanese, British, whatever. And they just kind of knocked her out. So is it Chin guy then? I mean, we really know nothing about what went down. Could just be an accident. But no, well, what kind of Ace Attorney game would it be if it was an accident? Another morning, another murder. Here I am again in this hellhole. Can't keep coming to court. Hey, that's a K. You need to think he's right. Really does seem as though he's cursed. Oh, hey, Mr. Naruhodo, heard I have bad news. Oh, let him hear it. Mr. Natsume, good morning. Yes, good morning. So here we are again. Yes, again. Judicial Assistant Miss Picotama Esquires, what's the bad news? Oh dear, you heard, did you? You come and shout at the top of your voice? People can't help hearing what you say. Oh, I'm sorry. No, nothing wrong, Mrs. Otto. Now what is it? Well, seems that the prosecution in today's trial, oh yeah, will be led by Lord Barrick Van Zeeks. Didn't they already say that? Or did I just assume that at one point? Van Zeeks! Ah, no! So-called Reaper of the Bailey, the most legendary prosecutor in the land. The trial 2 days ago, he pursued Soseki-san and I relentlessly. Of course, by the skin of our teeth, we managed to pull through, but still. Perhaps Mr. Natsume's acquittal in the last trial wasn't the end of the matter. After all, yes, I know what you're thinking. The legend of the Reaper that says, nothing can save a person in the dock when Lord Van Zeeks is the prosecutor. Oh no! But even if that person is found not guilty, the accused will meet a mysterious end one way or another. Experienced it firsthand. And we successfully defended him, but the most terrifying end after his acquittal. Right here in the Old Bailey. Do I have to put up with those ice cold eyes boring into my soul again? Curse it, by evil spirits and now by the Reaper. Pair of petrifying perils. Potentially. Well, if it's potentially, at least you appear to have hope, Mr. Natsume. Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Yes? Oh, you know, I forgot, we're gonna, obviously, this guy can be a witness, since, you know, he's alive and well now. We talk about what happened. What, you think he's gonna be the culprit? He poisoned himself for some reason? You more than anyone now. Don't worry. I'll be your steadfast ally every step of the way in this battle. I promise. This promises to be a hard battle, I fear. Okay. Oh, still not? Well, trial is scheduled to begin shortly. We move into the courtroom. Let's go. Oh yes, I forgot to say. Afraid he won't be able to make it. Mr. Sholmes, I mean. Probably for the best. Oh, here, I might be tempted to rely on his help. And that could be seen as weakness. Lord Van Zinks would be noticed. He'd prey on it mercilessly. At least, that's my gut feeling. You're Naruhodo. You're right. Yes, you're so right. Keep that evil Herlock Sholmes away. Oh, well said, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Well said. Swear on this sword at my side and on the spirit of Kazuma that it harbors. I'll show him what a Japanese lawyer can do. I'll set you free. With honor! Oh, yes. Kazuma is actually like, he has to be really close by to channel the spirit into the sword. Like, he's often like, see, that's him right there in the top hat. The name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. Okay, how long do you think it's gonna take until we have to do one of those jury things? I forget the name of it. You know, that mini game we always have to do. Now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Hey, Dracula. Prosecution is ready. The defense is ready, my lord. Readiness for the trial, my learned Nipponese friend, is not what the defense needs. I forgot he called us that. What you need is readiness for your inevitable defeat. ... Not just my imagination. Really there. Yeah, see, that one's Cosmo right there. Can you see my mouse? That's him. Lord Van Zinks has such an animosity towards us Japanese for some reason. Some time ago now that he first became known as the Reaper of the Bailey, I believe. These past few years, he hasn't appeared in court at all. And now he's back in the courtroom. But for some reason, only when I'm defending. This Reaper, his curious disdain for us Japanese, the prosecutor shrouded in mystery. Still, this isn't the time to be pondering that. I have to concentrate on Soseki-san's trial. Furthermore, now call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I wonder if we're gonna get like a flashback trial of Van Zinks. Like, what was his history? He talked about it a little bit in the end of the 5th case, didn't he? Something about a friend or something, right? I assume it involves like Miko Toba and like, you know, all the what's his name? The lead prosecutor guy, or like the with a cool name, like Vortex or something. Furthermore, I now call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury. But chosen at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to fulfill your duty? Oh yeah, you again. He's from the 3rd case. Absolutely. And a feeling that this larrikin wasn't innocent before. He was also jury in the 5th case, wasn't he? Or was it the 4th? And yeah, okay. Oh wait, is that that's the guy from that likes the double photos. My Samus, I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat refuses to sit right. Yeah, she was in the jury before too. I forget which one. Oh, I really like how you were wearing your hat. No, he's not the guy. He's a different guy. I think the ruthless look is very fetching, actually. Jeez, no. We need to be somewhere at 10 o'clock. A very important meeting. Let's make this quick. And of course, that meeting's gonna be plot relevant. She does look a little more detailed than the average juror. I wonder if that's... Couldn't agree more. So she's the only new one. Need to take home 5 bob tonight or the missus will go through the roof. Oh, may the Lord show us all the light here. Lead us flock to the righteous verdict. Hold on, OBS? Okay, you're working. British jury system is so very different from our own, isn't it? Quite extraordinary to think the power of the judgment is in the hands of 6 members of the public. Yeah, we don't need exposition. The 7th case in the series. 6 citizens of London chosen at random. At least that's the idea. In the last game, it was straight up implied that the jury picking was rigged or like intentional. prosecution to draw attention to the fact that the accused was put on trial here but 2 days ago. Accordingly, where possible, the same jurors have been asked to return for duty today. Oh, okay. Well, isn't that... I don't know. Very well, let us commence the trial. Okay, so they had to replace Mrs. Garrett. Remember she was a juror? Lord Van Zeeks, your opening statement, please. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it's not the intent of the prosecution to cast doubt over your past decision. However, the innocent verdict afforded to the eccentric Nipponese before has had dire consequences. The accused to repent for his wrongdoing in that affair. What wrongdoing? He was found not guilty. Well, I mean, I guess he did kind of run away. Far from it. Instead, he used his freedom to perpetrate a most blood-curdling crime. Namely, that of the attempted murder of his neighboring lodger, an innocent Englishman. To explain the circumstances of the crime, the prosecution calls its first witnesses to the stand. Witnesses. The detective responsible for investigating the scene, and the accused himself. Okay. Gregson and Shakespeare. Oh, the accused himself, sorry. That's me. Witnesses, your names and occupations, please. Got the mustache squad. Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division. Oh, I finished a study in Scarlet, by the way. I'm gonna try to read Hound of the Baskervilles before it becomes like plot relevant. Like I figured that one, you know, given it's been mentioned in story numerous times, and it's, you know, obviously relevant, it's probably a good one to know. Sasaki from the Empire of Japan. My government ordered me to come here as a student to study your language and culture. Mr. Natsume? Yes, my lord, sir. Quite sure I'm not mistaken. You swore an oath never to set foot in my courtroom again. Did he? Remember it as if it were yesterday. The day before, in fact, my lord. Close enough. Believe me, this is the last place I want to be. Inspector, let's hear from you first. Explain the case for the court. Right you are, sir. The incident occurred at the Garrett household where the defendant has lodgings. In the ground floor room of the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare. Friend has already admitted to visiting the victim on the night in question. Mr. Shakespeare collapsed in his room as a result of poisoning by strychnine. Found the following morning when the landlord, suspecting something was wrong, broke down the door. Well, that's not how it happened. He didn't break down the door. This means, I presume, that the door to the victim's room was locked at the time of the incident. It's just like Umineko. Correct, my lord. It's locked from the inside, making entry to or exit from the room impossible. The window, though, could be kind of opened. You probably couldn't get in that way, but you could fit something in. Well, the victim, Mr. Shakespeare, lives to tell the tale. Very nearly didn't. Man was halfway to heaven when we first found him. That's the first officer on the scene, my lord. I have a photographic print here that I took at the time to show how it looked. It's a chilling scene indeed. Man looks very much deceased. I mean, you can't even see his face. That's right. Everyone present believed that's exactly what he was. Very well. Yeah. But I want to look at that again. What's with the puddle on the ground? Is there anything else noteworthy? Windows closed. I don't see anything. That puddle though is probably relevant. I didn't notice it when investigating. Or like whatever is up with this on the ground. You couldn't examine that back in the investigation. Now then, Mr. Natsume. Yes. The defendant, do you have anything to say at this juncture? They're haunted by evil spirits. Good gracious, what's haunted? My lodgings. It's been a whole series of strange happenings in my lodgings. Tenant before me died under mysterious circumstances. Woman was stabbed by no one on the street outside. My neighbor was poisoned. And me! What about me? Nearly been killed countless times. Killed, Mr. Natsume? How? Even on that fateful night it happened. When I returned from Mr. Shamesbury's rooms, I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed, but before long, the stove went out. Somebody tried to kill me. Actually, he just tripped when he got up. Just always extinguish all fires before retiring for the night, Mr. Natsume. So cold! My runny nose would freeze. What is? I didn't poison my neighbor. Oh, why am I being accused of this? Why is my existence so cursed? Thank you, witness. I believe I have a reasonably clear picture of events. Could you raise one more point, my lord? One more conclusive point. Conclusive? Go on. Fortunately, the victim, Mr. Shamesbury, has regained consciousness after his ordeal. He has named the true culprit. Oh, come on! It's the chin guy! Say the chin guy! Poison consumed by the victim was administered in a cup of tea that he drank on the night in question. Tea, my lord, that was brought to the victim's room by the accused. The accused? Good grief! Yari yari? Order! Order! Yes, that's the crux of the whole case. So Seki-san is innocent? Then why? Why is the victim accused him? Well, Mr. Natsume? What have you to say to this accusation? That evening, yes. I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shamesbury's room as a gift. Public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water especially to make it. This is the result! Never will I touch tea again! Never! Public pump was frozen, you say? That's not information we've heard before. Where is the public pump? That'll do, thank you. According to our laws, the defense must have the opportunity to cross-examine the witnesses at least once. Therefore, yep, formal testimony. None whatsoever, my lord. Good. Then you'll give your account of events on the night in question to the court now. Yes, my lord! Hey, witness testimony. Around 9 o'clock that evening when I visited my neighbor, took some tea with me as a gift. A heated literary debate over a nice hot drink, and I went back to my room at around 11. My tea was completely harmless. He couldn't have locked the door behind me otherwise, could he? Oh, that's... Wait. Did we go over this in the investigation of like Natsume having a key or something? I don't remember. We don't have a key. Look, I've been at death's door since then. I don't remember anything. Strychnine takes some I don't know how to say that. Googling it. Strychnine. Meaning. There.
Strychnine.
Yeah, strychnine, okay. People don't keel over immediately after taking it. Victim would have been perfectly able to lock the door after the guest left. The argument still stands. But I mean, I'm assuming Natsume ran after he passed out from the poison. That's what it seemed like. It all seems relatively straightforward. Excuse me, but testimony does raise one rather crucial point, I think. Mr. Natsume claims that his tea to have been harmless. Presumably, though, the teacups have been examined for traces of the poison, haven't they? Yeah, that is... I was wondering when they'd get to that. I assume there's going to be something about, you know, how this teacup is, like, you know, the tea there and it doesn't. I wonder if they were switched or something. Well, as it happens, no. We haven't been able to. I hear you correctly, Inspector. Scotland Yard has failed to examine the suspect substance. How do they know what poison it was then? How could you have overlooked something so important? Isn't that the first thing you should have done? My learned Nipponese friend is falsely incensed. The inspector said Scotland Yard was unable to examine the tea. Not that it was overlooked. Unable? Why? Simple enough. There's none left. Not a drop. Someone must have been very thirsty indeed. Current scientific techniques, it's not possible to test for poison under such circumstances. We only need a drop. That one drop actually does have to exist, funnily enough. Can they not test it by like with the stain, is there not like a little bit of residue left or something? Not like a little... No, I don't know how poison testing works in 1900. Lack of examination notwithstanding, appears nothing other than the tea past the victim's lips on the night in question. I see. Thank you. The matter is clear. Cast your eyes over the jury, my learned friend. I mean, I know from a study in Scarlet the way they tested for poison back then. They just pick a random dog and they give it the pills and to see if the pill's poisoned. Which is a very tried and true technique. What? You can see it in their faces, I'm sure. The recognition of their accused's guilt. Your client's fate is all but sealed. In mere moments from now, you will lose. Your compatriot will be damned for all eternity. He's right. For all 6 of the jurors looking daggers at me. Come on, don't do the thing where like they immediately go like, oh yeah, guilty. Can't let them beat me down. I won't. Counsel for the defense, proceed with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. I didn't see anything we could present at, so I think this is going to be one of those where we just press, and then when we press everything, they're like, oh yeah, guilty, see ya. Unless it's the teacups. No tea ring on the inside of Nazi Waste cup. Yeah, let's just press this, see if they say anything. Are you good friends then? No, we weren't friends! Never ever! Simple no would have sufficed. Poor guy, shames for us like, we were best friends! Why don't you just send to pay him a visit? Yeah. Lit buddies. No Nipponies could understand the finer points of English literature. Obviously, Van Zinks is Team Romeo. On the night in question, that was the topic of conversation as well, I suppose. It's the day of my last trial when I was acquitted. Just arrived back at my lodgings, and I rammed into Shakespeare. Around 6 o'clock. Finished pleasantries, and turned into heated discussion. He was on his way out at the time. Promised to visit his room the evening at 9 to continue our debate. Did I have ill intentions? No, not 1, not 2, not any, not at all. What about 3? Simple no would have said, yeah. Nothing there. Yeah, let's press that one. Not a drop of tea left in the victim's room anywhere, was there? That's correct. Anyone would think the fella had never had a pot of tea before. Just left it dry. It's a pity because 1 drop is all we would have needed. I wonder if we could present like the teacups there. Heaven and earth, I swear. Landlord is able to verify that as it happens. Grim, the defendant went back to his room at 11 that night. How was the landlord able to attest to this? It was the lamps, I believe. Yeah, I remember that much. Here, a lot of yeah. Only 1 key to Shakespeare's room. I know that for certain. Just unlock the door himself from inside his room. Victim has confirmed that to be the case. Yes. Oh, I'm right. My tea was harmless, completely harmless. If you take poison, you die. Everyone knows that. Not that simple, I'm afraid. Oh, what do you mean? Okay, I guess this is one we have to press or present at or something. Perfectly able to lock the door. How do they know it's strychnine? Okay, let's try pressing at this one. How long does it take for the symptoms to appear? 30 minutes. There you go. 30-minute interval between when the poison is ingested and the onset of symptoms. Death by poisoning. There are a lot of poisonings in the Great Ace Attorney. 30 minutes is a long time. Certainly long enough for the victim to have locked the door behind the accused after he... Can't deny that. Further degrades Soseki-san's alibi. Oh, here we go! Medical report! Spells it out, really? Accused is the only person who could have done it. It was medical report. Yeah, get the book out, Cesaro. Ingestion of a small quantity of strychnine. Toxic effects present 30 minutes after ingestion. High likelihood of substance having been mixed with the tea the victim was drinking, and no sample could be obtained for testing. Poisoning incident occurred at around 1:30 a.m. on 21st. 1:30? This is from the victim's pocket watch that appeared to have broken when the man cut off. Of course. You saw him collapsed on that table, right? No container for the poison was found at the scene. Hold on. Of course, his pocket watch was in his chest pocket, and it was there to protect him if like he ever got shot. Like, you know the trope I'm talking about, right? I'm back to my room around 11. I guess we can present this. There we go. Mr. Natsume, it was 11 p.m. when we left you to return to your room, correct? Yes! Inspector Gregson, can we rely on the information in the medical report unconditionally? Of course we can. No problem with that report, Sunshine. Actually, then there's a very big problem. There's a chronological inconsistency between in and the defendant's testimony. What? What are you on about? Oh, Natsume's freaking out. According to this report, victim must have consumed the poison at around 1:30 in the morning. And yet, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, left the victim's room at 11. Ah! Yes, that's right. There's more than 2 hours of missing time there. In other words, there's poison in the tea that Mr. Natsume brought to the victim's room. How could the victim have fallen ill to it? Two and a half full hours after the defendant left. Wow! Well, that was a thing. I mean, obviously, you can't trust the fact that Natsume said it alone. But I assume Gyarados could verify it with a light somehow? How do you respond, Lord Van Zeeks? Oh, water break, thank you. It's hot today. Plus my throat's still a little funny. Pray forgive the discourtesy if my mind has wandered. He zoned out. Oh, what's going on? I was considering what cuisine would best complement the contents of my Hello Chalice this luncheon. How could it have happened, you ask? I do hate to shatter illusions, but my Nipponiese friend appears to be chasing a phantom idea. A phantom? So I'd imagine that the victim drank his tea after the accuser had left. For example, at the time stated in the medical report, around half past, wouldn't it be cold by then? The British people drink cold tea? Around 1:30. Objection. Mr. Natsume brought the cup with him to drink together with his neighbor. In Japan, there's a well-known saying, yeah? Drink tea while it's hot. Objection! In my country, there's an even more apt saying. There's nothing more refreshing than cold tea. Really? Like, okay, I'm not a tea drinker, but in my head, tea is just coffee. I've had cold coffee, like not like iced coffee, like coffee that coffee that was hot that's been out long enough to be cold. It does not taste good. The point is, there's such a long gap. Maybe other ways to explain how the victim came to be poisoned. Other possibilities. What sort of possibilities, Counsel? Someone else visited his room? Well, for example, the man could have had another visitor. Another visitor. That's a very bold assertion, my friend. Someone who has nothing to substantiate it. Or, the victim could have taken the poison of his own volition. Suggest this may have been a suicide, Counsel. Objection! Mr. Shamsbury categorically denied suicide. The idea can and must be discounted. Objection! He's ashamed to admit it. But he could be lying. Something wrong, Lord Van Zeeks? No, we got him good. He has no counter for that. I was listening to the sound of the carriage pulling up outside the courtyard. Pray, forgive the discourtesy. Carriage? What carriage? It would seem The key player in this case has just arrived. Hold it! Oh. Spear or? Yeah, not too much. Like who? Oh yeah. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and pricks his hour upon the stage, that is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Who, sir, are you? William Shakespeare, my lord. Alas, 'twas I, undone by these bitter events. I am the victim! What? What's he doing here? I mean, it seems very logical to have him show up, actually. Prosecution seeks to call this gentleman to the stand. With his testimony, my learned friend's futile resistance will be utterly crushed. Calling him as a witness? Very well, counsel. Grant you your request with interest. Curious to discover what the court shall hear from the victim himself. Happy I am, Shakespeare, to regale thee with my tale of woe, my lord. But I saw my own tale to tell, my own tale of worse woe. I can regale the court with the tale of my perfect innocence in perfect English. That will do, Mr. Natsume. Let the court now hear from the victim. Oh, Chin Guy. Okay, I am gonna call it there. How far? Oh, we're only 30. Still, I'm gonna call it there. Kind of short one, but like I'm still not feeling great, and it's really hot out. So I am just gonna be satisfied with that. Got the ball moving again, right? I assume what's about to happen here. He's about to testify. The jury's gonna go, "Ooh, that's guilty to me." Then we have to, you know, do the thing, and then, you know, we find something out or so. I don't know. Anyways, see you guys then. Bye.